All right, 2D or 3D fighting games, which is easier for beginners?
I'm going to start this. I'm going to go with 3D. I think 3D is more appealing. I think it's easier to play. And like for instance, like Tekken 3. Who appealed in Tekken 3? Eddie. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't pick Eddie and just do all the, you know what I mean? Plus, I just feel like Tekken was.
I was a whole wrong guy myself, but yeah.
I like Beck, but yeah, it's just. I just feel like the it's a little easier. I feel like 2D is a little harder, in my opinion. But I just enjoy. I just think 3D is just overall, even like with Soul Calibur, like that's
Now,
just, you know.
Are we including like arena fighting games in that?
You can, but I still think 3D is better.
Like Power Stone.
See, we're on the. See. I told you, I still consider that a party game.
You consider that a party game? Okay,
but I get like.
Well, what about like Jump Force?
That's just awful. But,
I know it's just awful, but I'm just saying like that kind of style. Like, is that considered arena?
That's just an arena. But I was looking more, like the Tekkens, the Virtua Fighters, Soul Calibur, that type of genre, opposed to like Street Fighter for the 2D and SNK games, Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown, stuff like that. But
I think, from my opinion, as a casual, I think it would depend on the age of the person. Like, I think closer to our age group, we grew up on that 2D style.
Yes.
So that could draw us in a lot better.
Correct.
So whereas like the younger crowd, they want the 3D, they may want to actually see the full character.
Right.
But as far as the actual like gameplay goes, I think it's much easier to play an arena style fighting game just because you don't have to learn a million different moves for each character. Most of the time, they have that, like you do this and the character does this, or you do that and the character, you know what I mean? So whereas in your Street Fighters, you have to like each character has a different like button combination and stuff like that. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. And but even like Tekken, a lot of the characters have a lot of moves.
Yeah, they do.
King, Nina, Anna.
King used to be hard to use.
King is still hard to use.
Oh, okay. I haven't played a Tekken game in a minute,
but like Armor King, but I still think it's easier to play those. Get someone to play a 3D game over a 2D game, like just even with the way it is now, and even believe it or not, the moves in Street Fighter are not as rough as they used to be back then, because a lot of the stuff is kind of similar. Like all the like specials are the same command now for the most part. Back in the day, like a lot of the charge characters specials were the charge. You press forward, back, forward, diagonal. It was real weird. Now some of them are like that. Some of them you just do motions now. Like Blanca. Blanca's a charge character, but his specials are all motion.
Yeah.
Even like some of the grappling characters, they're not even the full 360 no more outside of Zangief. A lot of them are just half circles. So they did make it easier on that part though. But so what do you think?
I was actually hoping you would say 2D, so there would be some sort of debate, because I feel it's 3D as well.
Yeah,
primarily for the reason of the inputs. A lot of people will have more difficulty with 2D inputs for specials than for 3D games. Like you were saying, Tekken, to do crazy stuff with Eddie, you don't gotta know what the fuck you're doing. You can still do some cool looking shit.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Just mashing. You're just hitting stuff, and he's doing cool looking flip kicks and all types of shit. You don't know what you're doing, but it looks cool doing it.
Maxi and Soul Calibur, you just press a bunch of buttons.
You just and his nunchucks all over the place.
Harang, I used to get you in the air and just juggle you.
Yeah.
Press X and just do all the kicks.
You don't know the optimal or nothing like that. You just hitting buttons and he's kicking and spinning. And in 2D games, to get the cool stuff to come out, you got to know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Your inputs have to be, especially some of the more beneficial moves. Yeah, Fireball is fairly simple. Quarter circle forward. DPs aren't. But then you have games like Mortal Kombat where the inputs are a lot simpler. It's, back forward or back or up down, whatever, that makes it a little simpler. But still, you got to do the right motions, and that's kind of hard to do in the heat of the battle when you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to lean toward 3D because what's going to draw somebody in is doing cool shit.
Yeah.
And the easier it is to do cool shit, the easier it is to get a person into the game.
Mm-hmm.
In a 3D game like Tekken, like Virtua Fighter, like Soul Calibur, it's easier to do cool shit without knowing a goddamn thing. You could just do like this on the controller and something cool is going to come out.
Yeah.
You can't do that in a 2D fighter.
Yeah.
You can't. Now, mastery, I think, is the other way around.
You think it's harder to master 3D than 2D?
It's harder to master 3D over 2D because a lot of times 3D has a lot more for you to know. Because of the simplification of the inputs, they could tie a lot more moves in.
Okay.
In Tekken, it's fairly common for any given character to have upwards of 50 different moves.
Right.
In Street Fighter, that's closer to 20, maybe 30. Between the normals, the command normals, and then the specials. Tekken, just the normals alone, you're getting 15.
Right.
Then you throw in the command normals, or the stance ones, while rising, while jumping, while running. Now it just gets bigger, and to get to the upper levels, now you got to remember all of those moves, the best situation when to use them, and with 3D fighters, a lot of stuff can vary depending on where the hell you're at, because the arena is different.
Right.
When you're getting close to a wall, this move might not hit. You got to know to use this one. There's so much information you got to know in a 3D fighter that to play at a very high level, I think you got to know more.
Or if the 3D fighter has like the stage transitions.
Yeah, that's what,
like all
stuff
of that
like
that. You got to take all of that.
You got to take all of that into account.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
On 2D fighters, once you get the basics down, you can pretty much play at a decent to mid level. Like, I myself consider myself an intermediate level Street Fighter player. I have the ability to pick up a win against a relatively high level Street Fighter player. It might be 1 out of 20 or 30, but I can get one.
Right.
If I'm a mid-level Tekken player, I'm not touching a high-level Tekken player. I'm not getting one, because there's just so many situations that's different because of the 3D element that I just can't account for, because I haven't practiced all of these situations.
Yeah.
Right.
The situations are much more numerous in a 3D fighter.
That makes sense.
Arena fighters, I don't give a fuck about them. They're all trash. They're simple, they're fun, but whatever. I consider them their own kind of own genre.
I enjoy some of the Naruto ones.
The Naruto ones were,
they weren't.
Like, I consider them kind of like a dumb fun. You don't think too hard. You just have fun with it. I'm not trying to get good at it.
I didn't know where y'all considered like Power Stone. That's why I was asking, because I'm like,
Power Stone.
I mean, some said he considers it a party game, which that makes sense.
I wouldn't necessarily consider it a party game, but I wouldn't put it in the same area as like a 3D fighter. I kind of have it in that weird area, kind of like Smash. Tim considers Smash a party game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Horton does not.
I personally don't consider Super Smash Brothers a party game.
Don't you consider that a fighting game?
Oh yeah, just because it pisses you off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't consider, like, they're kind of in a tweener place for me.
I got you. Yeah.
But like I said, I just think I consider 3D easier to draw people in but harder to master.
Right.
I consider 2D easier to master but harder to draw people in.
Gotcha.
The crazy thing is when I'm thinking about it, the game, like I used to be pretty decent at Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
The game I was best at was Dead or Alive.
I forgot DOA.
Like I used to love those games, and then they leaned way too into
jiggle physics.
And then it was like once they start making the volleyball and all that, I was like, okay, they don't even care anymore.
Was you one of those people that always try to counter everything? You'd be like, and not counter it. But a friend of ours, he loved Dead or Alive. He bought everything. He would buy every jiggle pack and volleyball. You know what it was? Gibby.
I was going to say Gibby.
Gibby bought the whole damn thing. I'm like, Gibby. I mean, the game's fun, but I don't know.
I think I stopped after 3.
I played 5. 5 was the last one I played, and they had some dope characters. Like I really liked.
They did.
I liked Ian, obviously. Leon and Bayman, those army dudes. They was dope.
For some reason, I can only remember Zach.
Hey, Tina. Yeah.
I can't remember now another character from DOA. Only Zach.
Not Kasumi and Ayane?
I'm about to say Kasumi was a beast.
Yeah, Kasumi, Ayane, Ian, Hayate, Rhea Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you were trying to get someone into it, you both of y'all are saying y'all would suggest a 3D game?
No.
You would suggest a 2D game?
If I'm me personally of trying to get someone into fighting games, actually I'm trying to get my wife into them. I'm having her going to play the one that I play, which I currently play Street Fighter.
Well, if you're comparing Street Fighter 6 to Tekken 8, then definitely I would pick Street Fighter 6 now because Tekken 8 is just a mess. But overall, I would definitely pick the 3Ds for sure because I just think it's just more appealing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm like, if I'm personally introducing someone to fighting games to play with me, I'm picking whatever game I'm currently playing. Last generation, it would have been Tekken because I played Tekken. I love Tekken 7 over Street Fighter 5. This generation, I like Street Fighter 6 over Tekken 8. So it's going to be it's going to be Street Fighter.
Right.
So it just depends on what game I'm enjoying the most is what I'm going to introduce people for. But in a general sense, if someone that, like, if I see on Twitter some random person that I don't know was like, hey, I want to try fighting games. I've never played them before. Which way should I go? I'd say go 3D. Mm-hmm. It's just easier to pick up.
I think I would ask more or less what the person like plays. Like if they like, oh, I like platforming games, and I'd be like, well, play a 2D one. If they're like, I'm open world, and be like, well, just play a 3D one.
A 3D open world.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily ask based off of what type of game. I would say what kind of matters most to them. If there's someone that's like, I need realistic looking characters,
go
3D.
Yeah.
But if, hey, I'm more into anime and type stuff like that, go 2D.
I like that way too.
Yeah. One real quick about Smash Brothers. Even though I consider more of a party game, I ain't gonna lie though. I do like watching they do the one-on-ones and they lose. Man, they be getting mad. They be throwing them GameCube controllers. Dude, it is so funny. Like they'll do little fist bump. They get up, they just throw their controllers and it punch walls. It'd be hilarious. But
or you can get really excited over Nickelodeon 3D.
Oh, come on, that dude, he wanted his props, man. I couldn't believe that. I never seen someone get that excited.
A win's a win.
Man, he was like, "Give me my prop." We're like, "What? It's Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl," but all right. I guess he got busy with Helga. I don't know, but I know Helga was in the game. That's the only character I remember in the game for some reason.
I never played it.
Yeah.